Logan Paul makes his WWE debut, but Sami Zayn steals the show at the red carpet premiere. We're going to get into everything that happened on SmackDown in just a second, so stay tuned. This is your SmackDown review. What's up, Maniacs? My name is Mex. I'm a wrestling fan, a wrestling enthusiast, a WrestleManiac, if you will. And today we are talking about SmackDown. Fun show in parts, a lot of things just kind of being put in place just to keep us ticking over until we get to WrestleMania. But we had a really enjoyable segment, just a great performance by Sami Zayn in his segment around about the middle of the show. So we're going to get into that in just a second. So stay tuned. And in case you didn't know, right here at WrestleManiac UK, I discuss all things that's WWE and AEW. So if this sounds like the place for you, make sure you hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit the notification bell so you get notified each and every time I drop a new video. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get into the SmackDown review. The show opened up with Edge coming out, cutting a promo. And the basis of this promo is that everything that's happened right now between Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan, and Edge has been unnecessary. It didn't need to happen, but Daniel Bryan, of course, kind of interfered with what should have just been an Edge versus Roman Reigns match for the Universal title at WrestleMania. Edge came out as the rated R superstar, and he said, "This is who I am. I can't conceal it anymore. I am the ultimate opportunist. I am a Hall of Famer. I am the rated R superstar," very much owning the heel turn, if you want to call it that now. He's not shy of it. He knows that's who he is, and that's what he has to become to win maybe at WrestleMania. So I guess with this heel turn, with this new persona, this opens up the door for Edge maybe, winning via some kind of shenanigans, maybe. I don't know. It'll be very interesting to see, but Edge really cut a fire promo to kind of let us know that he himself as the rated R superstar is back. This is who he is. And it was almost like a weight has been lifted off his shoulder. The fact that he's kind of come clean with this is who he is, the ultimate opportunist, and so on and so forth. So sets up a nice dynamic in this match, and we weren't gonna see, I wouldn't say a character change from Daniel Bryan, but we definitely did see a more stronger dominating attitude from Daniel Bryan later on in the show. So yeah, this was a really strong promo to start the show, and yeah, looking forward to everything else that kind of went on behind the scenes after this. The first match on the night was a 8-man tag team match, if I'm correct. 8 men. How many? There was 4 tag teams. So yeah, 8 men. We had Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler teaming up with the Alpha Academy guys, Chad Gable and Otis, taking on Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, the Street Profits, alongside the Mysterios, Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio. These 4 teams have been, clashing for weeks and weeks on end now, really trying to build this SmackDown tag division. This was just another match, I guess, just leading up to what we've been told that next week we are getting is a WrestleMania edition of SmackDown, where these 4 teams are going to go up against each other, fatal 4-way for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. We're also going to get the men's Andre the Giant Battle Royale on that SmackDown show next week. So it doesn't look like there's going to be a pre-show at WrestleMania. SmackDown's going to be the pre-show, it looks like. So unfortunate for these guys not to actually make it to the WrestleMania card, but I guess not everyone can, sort of thing. But it'll be interesting nonetheless. This match was a bit chaotic, obviously, with so many men in there and stuff, but Otis and Gable came out first and cut a promo, and Otis and Gable were the ones that basically got the win. Otis with a big splash, at the end of this match onto Montez Ford, and Otis and this splash just looks so credible, man. Of course, it's a big man coming off the top rope, but even his form when he does it, he's very much in control of his body as he jumps from that top rope or middle rope. Yeah, very impressive. He's looking very good. He's taken under all the knowledge that Chad Gable has been given to him, and they're looking very good. However, my pick to still become tag team champions is actually the Mysterios. It's a shame they don't do this at WrestleMania, because, this will be history, a father and son tag team partnership, if that's what they're going to do, of course. But yeah, I would like to see this at WrestleMania, but unfortunately for the guys, they have relegated it to the SmackDown before Mania. So unfortunate for them, but a decent match. And it's a decent little division brewing in terms of the men's tag team division on SmackDown anyway. Yeah, it's pretty decent. Next up on the show, we had Corey Graves. He was having a in-ring interview sort of thing with Cesaro and Seth Rollins. Now, I'm kind of laughing because I don't think this quite worked. You don't really want to put Cesaro in a situation where he has to speak for a prolonged period. And that's exactly what happened here, especially with Corey Graves. He started the promo with speaking to Cesaro. Cesaro was, I don't know whoever wrote this, but they were making a lot of swing puns, obviously, to get under the skin of Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins said at one time that he is completely unshakable, like he can't be rattled, basically. Cesaro said, "Oh well, is he unshake? He's unshake. He may be unshakable, but is he unswingable?" So a pun on the swing. And then obviously as it went on, Seth Rollins got really kind of peed off, got in Cesaro's face, and Cesaro told him, "Go on, take your best swing." Typical WWE writing, isn't it? So yeah, it was a lot of swing puns which just didn't really come over. Seth Rollins was doing his flamboyant best. This arrogant fashionista gimmick that he's got is it just makes me laugh every time I see him. He seems to be having a lot of fun with it. He was making like stupid facial expressions as he walked down the entranceway. But yeah, by the end of this, him and Cesaro kind of got in each other's face. Seth Rollins thought better of it, got out the ring, didn't want to have the confrontation with Cesaro. And he made his way up the ring. But despite the nonsense promo or whatever this was supposed to be, I think we're all still very much looking forward to Seth Rollins versus Cesaro at WrestleMania. They were making a deal here. This is Cesaro's first singles match at WrestleMania. Very well deserved, long overdue. And yeah, I can't wait for the actual match. I don't need any of this to sell it to me. This didn't sell it to me any more than I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, I just can't wait till we actually get to the match. We had the tag team champions, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, come down to the ring because Shayna had a match with Natalya. Natalya was obviously accompanied by her tag team partner, Tamina. Did this match ever really get started? Well, it got started, but after a Shayna Baszler roll-up attempt, and then Natalya literally like tilting onto the other side, she pinned Shayna Baszler like in under 2 minutes in this like roller. And I really don't get what they're doing to Shayna Baszler. I really don't know. Out of the two, Nia's looking very dominant these days, and Shayna Baszler's taking all the losses. And they're not like she's being knocked out or anything. They are all kind of cheap wins in terms of roll-ups and stuff like that. But it's like, Shayna Baszler? Like, why are we not putting the respect on this woman? Like, she is absolutely brilliant. And yeah, I just it's very weird how they're booking her. But all this did was lead to complete chaos. Tamina came into the ring afterwards because Natalya was getting beaten up, and then Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke came down. We saw the Riot Squad girls come down. We saw Naomi and Lana come down, and this was just a complete free-for-all. All the women in this division, this tag division, kind of scrapping and going at it. Good to see. They haven't really announced anything yet as for what's happening with the women's tag titles at WrestleMania. They haven't announced anything, so that might come soon. They may put a fatal 4-way for the women's tag championships on SmackDown next week in this WrestleMania like preview or WrestleMania edition of SmackDown, they're calling it. Maybe it actually makes the WrestleMania card. That would be nice, but yeah, nothing announced as of yet. So yeah, very interesting to see what they're gonna go ahead and do here. Right, before we get on to what I think was the best segment in this entire show, guys, if you haven't already, please remember to smash the like button. It does loads for the channel. I thoroughly appreciate it every time you guys do smash the like button. So please, if you haven't already, please give us the thumbs up. Thank you very much. Next up on the show, we had seen Logan Paul arriving backstage. We are now getting Logan Paul joining Sami Zayn in the ring. Sami Zayn has given it the whole, this is my premiere for the conspiracy documentary. You're going to see everything that's been going on behind the scenes. Logan Paul came out. Sami Zayn is busting a move to Logan Paul's theme music. It's an absolute jerk. It's just, he's gold. Sami Zayn is just the best right now. And he gets in the ring and he thanks Logan Paul for being his special guest. He invites Logan Paul to be his special guest at WrestleMania, which a lot of people did think that, Logan Paul is somehow going to be involved in the actual WrestleMania match between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Well, there you have it. He's going to be at least ringside. So very interesting to see how that's going to go. And Sami Zayn just continue to kind of tell Logan Paul, like, yeah, I'm so happy you could make it, taking time out of being, a boxer, a podcaster, YouTube, this, that, and the other. Logan Paul looked somewhat uncomfortable, nervous, didn't really seem to know what's going on or how to play this up, which surprised me a bit because Logan Paul on the internet, as we know, is a very big character. Maybe this was one stage too many, a too big a stage for him, or maybe that that was the direction of the creative. He kind of had to look puzzled and not really understanding everything that Sami Zayn's doing and kind of no sell what Sami Zayn was doing. But we got on past that. We saw the documentary trailer, which was very entertaining. A lot of us have hoped that they actually put this trailer out on the WWE network for us to watch. Not the trailer, sorry, the actual documentary. So that'll be very interesting as well. Even if it's just like a 20-30 minute documentary, I think that'll be cool. Sami Zayn came back to the ring and Logan Paul said, look, I was speaking to Kevin Owens backstage and he said there's no conspiracy. You've been mad like this for 15 years that Kevin has known you, blah, blah, blah. Sami Zayn told Logan Paul, look, you're with me. I don't know why you're speaking to Kevin Owens, that there's a conspiracy, this, that, and the other. He began to get enraged and a bit peed off at the fact that Logan Paul had spoken to Kevin Owens. And we saw Kevin Owens come out of nowhere and deliver the stunner to Sami Zayn, laying out Sami Zayn. Walked past Logan Paul, gave him a bit of a shove in the chest and got out the ring, walked up the entranceway. Later on in the night, backstage, we saw Sami Zayn get some type of revenge on Kevin Owens, beat him up a bit backstage, left him lying before making off. I'm so looking forward to this match. I mean, I didn't, again, need this segment to sell me on this match. This segment was just Sami Zayn making me laugh for about, 5 to 10 minutes. It was absolutely hilarious. But yeah, I'm really interested to see what their match is going to look like. Logan Paul's involvement in their match. And yeah, it was, Logan Paul got an opportunity. Didn't really need him. I don't think he added much to this segment, but Logan Paul made his WWE debut, people. So what can we say? Next up, we had a Carmella match, which was very interesting. Carmella was back in the middle of the ring and she was taking on the number one contender to the SmackDown Women's Championship, Bianca Belair. And I would say that Bianca Belair, for someone that's going into a WrestleMania match in a couple of weeks, sold a bit too much for Carmella here. It's good because Carmella is a previous SmackDown Women's Champion. She did come back with this fierce kind of new attitude. But yeah, Bianca Belair kind of played victim for long parts of this match before eventually hitting the KOD and pinning Carmella. The next part is what frustrated me within this story. So as Bianca Belair is celebrating, Sasha Banks comes out of nowhere and Sasha Banks literally goes to grab Bianca Belair, looks like she's maybe going to give her the backstabber like she gave her last week. Bianca Belair turns around and these two are face to face now and nothing happens. Nothing happens. Bianca Belair is, she cut a promo before this match saying that she's happy she's brought the legit boss, Sasha Banks, out of Sasha Banks. She turns around, the person that backstabbed her last week, tried to backstab her again tonight, And they just kind of look at each other like, okay, like you caught me, sort of thing. I'm the boss. I'm the EST. Like we'll meet at WrestleMania. He was just a bit flat. He was just a bit flat. Like, come on, ladies. Like, let's stick it past this. Like, Bianca Belair is very much still like, it's like she's kind of conducting herself in a bit of, I'm a classy woman. We're gonna do this in the ring properly when it's our match. I'm not gonna scrap you just anyhow because I've got respect for you. Yeah, I don't know. Like, this isn't the way you build to a fight. Look at what is happening on NXT. Io Shirai, Raquel Gonzalez, like big fight feel, don't you think? Like, this doesn't feel like a big fight. Not yet anyway. But they've only got one more week to do something. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know how this is gonna shape up. I've just put a video out on my channel yesterday as to, why this match should be the main event. But in that video, I can't lie. I said to myself, the story doesn't deserve to be the main event of night one. I think it should be because Bianca Belair won the Royal Rumble, and that's the key reason why I think it should be. But the story, this story doesn't deserve to be the main event of night one of WrestleMania, in my opinion. The high flyer in the chat, thanks for joining us today. He says, does Bianca and Sasha really believe their feud has been any good? Dry as hell. I agree, man. I honestly agree. It has been disappointing. I think at this point, Sasha Banks should retain. Sasha Banks should probably cheat to retain, maybe use Reginald, because Reginald's kind of been key in the Bianca Sasha story. And then that kind of makes Bianca Belair lose the respect factor and really go after Sasha Banks, and maybe wins the title at SummerSlam or something. I don't know. I'm not really sure Bianca Belair should pick this up at WrestleMania just because of the story that hasn't been good so far. They can tell this a bit better, maybe with some more time. So yeah, that's my opinion. A lot of people, we're in the same opinion. We want this to be main event of night one, but does it deserve to be the main event of night one based on the story? I don't think so. But we'll see the match they give us at WrestleMania, which is the last thing I'm really looking forward to. Last but not least, on today's show, we had a street fight, Daniel Bryan versus Jey Uso. And just before we get into this match, I just feel like Jey Uso should have a more prominent spot at WrestleMania, man. The last 6 months or so for this guy has been phenomenal. Like, honestly, deep it. Like, for him to be in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, unless he's gonna win it, which I don't really put much, clout into him winning it anyway, he deserves better. Like, let's be completely honest. At the same time, though, I was thinking, they're calling him main event Jay, main event Jay. How many of these main events has he actually won? He's been putting on great performances. He's had great performances on pay-per-view with Roman Reigns, but how many of these has he actually won? Before I get on to this match, Big Boy Facts Johnny in the chat. Thanks for joining us, bro. He says Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair should be in the main event at WrestleMania. You see my video, bro. I want it to be night one main event as well. However, like I said, if we're all very honest with ourselves, the story doesn't dictate something that should be the main event. But I still think give them the main event because Bianca Belair won the Royal Rumble and they're gonna put on a brilliant match. So yes, put them in the main event of WrestleMania, but the story has been whack. Let's not lie. Let's be completely honest. But cool. Let's crack on with this Jey Uso Daniel Bryan street fight match. Really good match. These two have been clashing for a lot of weeks, building this story to the triple threat between Roman, Daniel, and Edge. Bryan and Uso have clashed a lot along the way for this story, and again, this is a really good match that was told in the ring. We saw Daniel Bryan, Jey Uso used the chairs element first, the weapons element, as this was a street fight. Edge was on commentary here, and a lot of the time, these two are both looking at Edge, and Edge was like, pay attention to the match, don't look at me, blah, 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 which I thought was entertaining. He's really embracing this rated R character again, which is good to see. It makes him a lot more interesting, in my opinion. Before, when he was just kind of trying to be the nice guy that's going to WrestleMania, I was very bored, but I'm happy he's the rated R superstar now. We saw Daniel Bryan give Jey Uso a suplex off the top of the stairs onto the ground, which looked pretty vicious. Daniel Bryan then got in some chair shots on Jey Uso. Jey Uso went underneath the ring and he got a chain, tied the chain around his fist and used that on Daniel Bryan a couple of times. Daniel Bryan also used that chain, tied it around his arm, and was like giving like forearm and like arm smashes to Jey Uso as well. Jey Uso delivered a splash onto Daniel Bryan, didn't convert to a win. We saw Daniel Bryan, I think, I can't remember what got Jey Uso down, but then he locked in the label lock, the yes lock, where Jey Uso tapped out again. So again, they're telling this story that Roman couldn't get Jey Uso to tap out, to quit. But Jey Uso has done this twice now for Daniel Bryan. And Roman Reigns, just on the entranceway, was completely seething, passed his Universal title over to Paul Heyman to hold, because he knew, something was about to get cracking. Daniel Bryan didn't celebrate for long, left the ring and gave a running knee straight to Edge, who was on commentary, dragged Edge over to the ring post area and was smashing him into the ring post time and time after again, which kind of made Edge kind of pass out there on the spot. We saw Daniel Bryan, go into that little trance thing, and where he's just absolutely crazy. If you guys remember when Daniel Bryan cheated to beat AJ Styles, I think it was, when he became WWE champion, I think he low blowed AJ Styles, and when he was holding the belt, he was like in some trance sort of thing. It was that same kind of crazed look, which was really good. He went up the entranceway. Roman Reigns launched the chair that he was sitting on at Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan avoided it, gave Roman Reigns a running knee, and then put him in a label lock, where I think Roman Reigns he didn't quite pass out, but he didn't tap out. All the officials came and pulled Daniel Bryan off Roman Reigns. Daniel Bryan went back into the ring and got onto the turnbuckle to celebrate with the yes chants and stuff like that. So Edge stood tall last week. Daniel Bryan stands tall this week. Without a doubt, Roman Reigns probably stands tall next Friday, just before WrestleMania. I'm very intrigued to see who's gonna win this match, man. It's very, very good, the inclusion of Daniel Bryan. I want Roman Reigns to retain. I want him to do something extremely heelish to, it's a triple threat match, so he can't even be disqualified. But these are kind of two beloved guys in Daniel Bryan and Edge. If Roman Reigns really does something despicable to get the win, that would be brilliant. If not, I personally would like Daniel Bryan to win. Edge is my last choice. I'm not really trying to see Edge win. The only reason I want to see Edge win is to see a program with him and Seth Rollins afterwards, to be honest. And if they don't give us that, then I don't need to see Edge win. But yeah, really enjoying the build to this story. One SmackDown left until WrestleMania, people. So yeah, let me know what you think. Bianca Belair, Sasha Banks, we've talked a lot about it. If you haven't seen, there's a video on my channel on why they should main event WrestleMania. I've given a couple reasons there, so check out that video. And again, who do you guys think is going to win the main event? Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, Edge? Three men, any one of these men could walk out as champion. The story that takes any one of them is credible enough to become champion. So who do you guys think is the rated R superstar against the tribal chief, against the leader of the Yes Movement? I'm getting excited as we get closer to WrestleMania. I'm really looking forward to this match. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit that like button, and make sure you hit the subscribe button as well. Hit the notification bell too, so you get notified each and every time I drop a new video. WrestleManiac UK signing out, and I'll see you